Hello, this is Nicole Whitlock with the Ecom Sellers Podcast. And today I have with me my amazing, my beautiful, my co-host.
Kelly, the eCom on Ward.
All right. And
Yeah.
Kelly and I come to you every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are here to share with you e-commerce news, tips, and more. We hope that the information that we share will be a blessing to you and your business on this e-commerce journey. So, with that being said, tell a friend, share this out with someone else so that way they can come check us out on the Ecom Sellers Podcast. So, Miss Kelly, how has your week been?
Oh, it's been, kind of slow still. But I'm starting to make sales and I'm working my goal for January was to get to 500 items on eBay. So, um, I'm right at that 90, 98, 99, 4.99, and then I sell something. So then I have to,
Have to double your listing effort.
yeah.
I know that life. Well, I said that I was going to finish our audit by the end of this month. So we're auditing all of the inventory in the garage, inventory that's in the storage unit, inventory that's been listed on different platforms, inventory that's down in my living room, inventory that's back behind here. So all of that is happening. And the goal was to finish by January 31st. We're not going to make it. But we're close. We're super close. So I'm hoping by the end of this week, because I still have team members coming the rest of this week, that we'll be able to knock it out and finish it off. So that's what we've got going on. Putting up a bunch of new listings and stuff like that to continue to work on getting sales. We started this week at Ecom Sellers, the ecom planning sessions. And so we've actually done several planning and accountability sessions. They're pre-recorded. Well, they're not pre-recorded, sorry. They're recorded so that those who have to work a job or whatever can attend. So we just want to encourage you all to go check it out. You can join the Ecom Planning Facebook group if you are ready to change the trajectory of your business in 2022. That is the goal, to get better at planning. That is the main priority of this activity, is to help people get better at their planning so that they can make better decisions. They have more time to make decisions. They can grow their business exponentially, gradually over time, and get to where they want to be in their business. So that's the goal. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Kelly. Let her tell us a little bit of e-commerce news while I pull up my news on my other screen.
All
So
right.
take it away, Kelly.
Okay, I did find a little bit of news today. I guess they're they're doing all their first quarter of the year, maybe seeing what fourth quarter did before they start doing stuff. But anyway, eBay, they've made it easier to access all your information that you need for taxes, your sales and fees and tax totals. Basically, you go to your seller's hub, and up at the not the way top, but the top of the seller's hub, there's a performance tab. You click on that, and then it's right there, and they have it in a like bold right now, where you can look at your sales report, and you can do custom, like you could do from January 1st of 2021 to December 31st, 2021, and see what your sales were for on eBay. And they have all sorts of awesome. You can see like they break down each category for you to see, how you were from the year before, if you had been selling the year before. And they've also started to track if you have repeat buyers, which is good to know that you're getting. You maybe have someone decide that they like your store, so they're gonna buy from you. So they're tracking repeat buyers. There's all sorts of great information. So once again, you go to your sellers hub, then you go to the performance tab, and then you hit sales report, and you can do it for 6 months, but you're able to go and print off all your fees and stuff if you don't have I use GoDaddy bookkeeping for my business. and it keeps a track of that for me, so I don't have to go and download it separately and turn. But even if you have a CPA or accountant, they'll want that information. Um, eBay is also launching their own trading card authentication. They're getting rid of the PWCC, what they were using before. And for right now, it's going to be for cards that are priced over $750.
Okay.
So basically, you sell a card for around like $800, and it first goes to authentication place and gets authenticated before it goes to your customer, so they can't say, "Oh no, this is a fake card," and So right now, it's for $750 and above, and then it will expand to graded, autograph, and patch cards that are sold for over $250 later on this year. Also, eBay is understanding because of the bad weather on the East Coast. They're not going to ding the late shipments and stuff against you if you can't get out because of the storms. If your post office and everything shut down because of the storms, they're not going to ding the late shipments. If you're on that area and you do get late shipments, you can go through. I went through eBay through for business when I had similar. I had we don't have snow down here. Well, not very often do we get snow, but to me it was hurricanes. Anytime we have a hurricane and everything's shut down because we have no electricity for a week, and you get dings because you sell stuff like right before the hurricane, you can't get it out. Um, I went through eBay for business and talk to them on Facebook. Hey, I have this. I got a ding because of a late shipment on it, but I was in the hurricane area, and they wouldn't. It got removed. So if you're not following eBay for business on Facebook, that's a good thing to follow. Amazon's going to be helping their foreign sellers that are selling here in the United States to comply with its return policy. They have to have a return address here in the United States to be able to sell in the United States. If they don't have that, they will connect them with a service that will help manage their returns. So that way they can still sell on Amazon US. Shipping. This is some very nice information. FedEx, I guess a couple years ago, forecasted that U.S. domestic package market would hit 100 million packages per day by 2026. But we beat that already. Now they expect the market to hit 110 million this year. 110 million packages per day. And most of that is 86% of that is e-commerce. So yeah, people are buying online.
Absolutely.
And one last thing, like I said, there wasn't much e-commerce news that I saw, but the feds are planning to hike the interest rates. You probably have heard about that. Likely to hit your credit cards and adjustable rate loans first. So I guess if you have credit cards for your business, make sure you keep them paid off so you don't keep on accruing more and more interest. But they said most likely it's going to hit the credit cards and adjustable rate loans first, and then we'll trickle down to other loan types. So that's the news that I have.
Okay. I have a lot of news. I don't know why I have so much news, but I have a lot of news. Okay, so not that article, not that article. Just trying to make sure I get them all. Um, okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, there's a lot of articles here, so let me just move this over so I don't lose it. And Hopefully I got them all. All right. So much. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Share screen. There we go. It's responding now. Okay, so we're going to start with the first article. Let me hide this. So when I launch them, of course, if there's videos, they take off on their own, whatever. So I thought this is an interesting article from Wired. You know, with the pandemic, a significant number of businesses closed. Some of them were kept afloat because of all of the money that was pumped into small business, but a lot of the bigger businesses ended up getting that money. So they're saying that there's still a 20% increase over last year in new businesses. I don't know if these were businesses that maybe were shut down and revamped. I think this is a really interesting article, how they try to dive into what this is coming from or what it's stemming from. And a lot of it is, of course, you know, could be people that have quit their jobs because, you know, there's been a lot of people that have decided this is not for me. I'm not going to work for somebody. And so they quit their jobs and start their own business. But there's a 20% increase, which is pretty interesting to see what's going to happen. Since the COVID numbers are starting to slowly go down, and we're going to continue we pray that they continue to go down. I think this is going to be interesting to watch over the next couple of, actually the rest of this year, and just see what really happens with the number of businesses. Is this going to continue to be a trend? And then as they dig into those numbers, what does it really mean? Okay, so this was, I think it was a local news story, but they're talking about Trader Joe's releases a list of favorite products as chosen by customers. So this is helpful information for those people who do retail arbitrage and potentially online arbitrage and wholesale. Knowing what, like, I pay attention to these little news posts when they have them, like things to get at Trader Joe's, groceries not to get at Trader Joe's, favorite things to buy at Target. You know, I pay attention to those to see if there's anything that I can potentially do with that information. So this was published on January the 25th. If you're doing retail arbitrage, this might be a helpful information if you're trying to find your steady eddies. I refer to the steady eddies as the things that you can sell over and over again because people buy them regularly and they're regularly available, to kind of give you some regular recurring income as you sell other products.
Mama,
so these are probably
products.
Yeah, these are probably products that are showing up. Like if you're using retail arbitrage and online arbitrage sourcing tools, these may or may not be coming up on those sourcing tools, but this is an opportunity for you to go check out this article. Again, you can do a Google search. The name of the article is Trader Joe's releases list of favorite products as chosen by customers. So do something with that information if you can, because that could potentially help you get your baseline products that you sell over and over again. All right, so the Small Business Administration is announcing that they have $3 million in grants for small business and cybersecurity. Whether that applies to you and your business or not, but what that does mean is that the Small Business Administration is like continuing to get money, and grants are continuing to be available out there. So put this on your list as like maybe something that you do on a monthly basis or a bi-weekly basis, that you go out there and check to see what potential grants might be available to you. Grants are things you don't have to pay back, so that you can continue to have an influx of cash coming into your business. So I think that's always a good idea. Okay, so in TechCrunch, I think Kelly mentioned this probably a month ago, and so TechCrunch is a little slow to the game. This is published on January 25th, but they're talking about now they're authenticating trading cards worth $750 or more. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, again, check out the eBay, Facebook, the blog, Kelly, and their podcast. And and then you can also, read this article. This is in TechCrunch. If you are a person that is selling cards, they're going to be authenticated. And so that helps buyers know that they're getting legitimate stuff. So in Bloomberg, there was an article that Amazon banned China sellers, which We know right before Q4, well, not right before Q4, but in 2021, in the middle of 2021, several sellers were not able to sell on Amazon anymore. A significant number of them were China sellers. So those China sellers are now moved over to Walmart. So the things you got to keep in mind if you're selling on Walmart is that now you have the competition of the China sellers. That's one. You do have direct access to your customers, which means you're going to be, you have more customer service related activities you got to do on that platform, more so than maybe you would have had to do like on eBay. So you got to stay on top of that, figure out how you want to address that. But you got China sellers out there that have moved over to Walmart because Walmart, of course, opened it up so the international sellers could sell on Walmart. I feel like it was like last March or something like that. I'll have to go back and check. And so now that you've got these China sellers coming onto Walmart, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. Sometimes they sell great products and sometimes they sell horrible crap, fake products. So it's just, it could make it interesting. And, because Walmart is not 100% like their process is, I'm going to say Amazon occasionally has weird stuff happen too. It's not always perfect. Like you might have a return on something that really wasn't yours. It's like, I didn't sell this. I don't even sell this. I've never had this. Okay. So this article was, I'm in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And so I don't know if this is going to be a trend or not. But we know that several of some high-end stores are closing. And so we're not going to be able to see this article. But it has to do with Dallas, the Goodwill stores remodeling to turn the stores, like make them a little nicer high-end. And so one of the former VPs of Neiman Marcus, I believe, he has taken over the Dallas area thrift stores. And so we're going to see a lot of high-end. Now, what does that mean to you as a thrifter? Probably means you're not going to find products that have reasonable prices, like the prices might be a little higher than what's expected. It also could mean that he may be able to get a hold of some of these stores that are closing, like Macy's is closing several stores, different stores that are closing, and get access to some products that are like brand spanking new. So, check out your area, see what's happening in your thrift stores. Thrift stores are a great way to find products that you can resell for a higher price on several different platforms. And, so sometimes you find some gems. Kelly's found a whole bunch of gems at thrift stores. And, as people are needing to make some money, like they may be selling their things to thrift stores because they need cash to be able to pay the lights or water or get food or whatever. Because again, remember, there's a bunch of people that have quit their jobs. So they are looking at alternative ways of making money. They're probably cleaning out their house and trying to reduce some of their expenses and some of the stuff that they have, the material goods that they have. So Shopify is entering the NFT universe. Look, I really want to understand NFTs. Like the stories that you hear about the people that make money off of NFTs are bananas. Kids and teenagers making millions of dollars. I need to create an NFT. I joined a couple of Facebook groups so I can try and figure this out, but I have zero bandwidth to even think about NFTs. So I really want to learn about them. I need the speed course. So if there's a speed course out there, you can message me because I want to know about them. But Shopify is entering that and allowing people, like if you want to sell, this article is in Medium. It was from last December. And I don't know how I missed it. But anyway, I think that this is pretty interesting. So we'll see. And then going back to, stuff that's being sold at thrift stores. So I think this is really interesting. They're saying Amazon launched a store. I don't know that Amazon launched a store. There's probably a couple of sellers that launched some stores to help people that want to live tiny or, live in a tiny house. So there's a tiny house movement that's been continuing to gain traction over the last 3 years. Like it was gaining traction probably last 5 years. It was gaining traction before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, a bunch of people decided they were going to downsize and sell their stuff and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of that stuff sometimes is going to pawn shops and it's going to thrift stores and all sorts of stuff just to get rid of it and get some extra cash for them. But This may be a thing for some of you, looking at selling things that work in a smaller place, smaller space. So space saving furniture. If you're a person that has some wholesale accounts, this is a thing. This is definitely a thing. This tiny house movement is not going away. People are downsizing, and so if if you have a wholesale account for furniture, this is probably a thing you can do. But this is in on People magazine, so I thought that was a pretty interesting article. Then let me just see. Okay. So inside Marketplace Pulse, they were talking about, and I didn't go through 100% of this article, but they're saying that Amazon Live is embarrassing. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think that Amazon Live is starting to get more traction um, than it did when it first came out. Because a lot of people, when I go to Amazon.com to buy my own stuff, I'm not thinking about Amazon Live. I don't care if it's on the front page. I'm going to go get my stuff and I'm getting off of Amazon. Because much like going to the regular Walmart or grocery store or whatever, if you stay in there too long, you're going to keep adding stuff to your cart. So I got to get out of there. So, so I don't ever watch. I mean, do you watch Amazon Lives, Kelly?
I don't even know where to go to look at Amazon Live.
See? So anyway, I think this is an interesting article. You might want to go check it out. As the influencers, people who have signed up for brand registry, you get the opportunity as a person who has brand registry account. We do to actually do Amazon Lives. We've not done them to sell products, promote other products, do affiliate products. And so I know that Amy Weiss has done it, and that's pretty cool to watch her do it. I watched her Amazon Live only because she posted it on her page. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen it. So interesting article. And then I thought that this was also interesting. Again, this is in Marketplace Pulse. eBay's aging seller population. So yes, when eBay first came out, there was a certain group of people, and so that group of people is continuing to get older. So I don't know if that means that they don't feel like they're getting the younger population. So you might want to check out this article and you know come to your own conclusion about the age of the Amazon seller. But there are a lot of people who have had their, not Amazon, eBay, but there's a lot of people who have had their eBay accounts for a very, very, very long time. So again, I don't know. Read the article. Let us know what you think about it. Type it in the comments what you think about this particular article. It's in Marketplace Pulse. And then inside of Digital E-commerce 360, there's so many articles. I'm just going to hit just a couple of them because there's a lot. Okay. I'm not going to go over that one. I'm not going to go over that one. So we know that Amazon is continuing to deal with labor unions. So this is probably going to be a big thing for 2022. More and more unionization of the Amazon warehouses. And what does that mean for us or fulfillment centers? I don't know what that's going to mean for us. Possibly higher fees. Amazon has continued to raise their fees over the years anyway. So I don't know why you'd be surprised. But, depending on what happens with these unions, and they're in specific places, what's going to happen to all of the Amazon labor. So you might want to, watch that. I think that's going to be an interesting, what's going to happen over the next probably 12 to 24 months. More and more retailers are using SMS messaging. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Just be prepared for it, only because I know that that's a huge thing for Shopify sellers, that if you can message your customers with deals and promotions to drive traffic, that's a thing that happened during Black Friday. They did it the previous year. And so there's more and more apps for it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then there's so many other articles. So you can come into, I think that's interesting. Snapchat ads features to augmented reality e-commerce ads. So I still haven't figured out how to make Snapchat work from an e-commerce sales standpoint. But I saw someone's post or article about the fact that they do make money selling products on Snapchat. Like, I understand the whole making money selling products on TikTok. I get it. Facebook Live, live shopping. I get it. Some of these other live shopping, I get it. Snapchat, like, stuff goes away. So I'm trying to figure out how do you make money? Like, do you just build up the audience and continue to target that audience? And so I think that's how. I don't know that we're going to continue to explore Snapchat, but I think that's a pretty interesting comment because, again, people are selling. So, all right. So with all of that being said, yeah, and Shopify's, we talked about this last week about Shopify's stock tumbling because of their closing some fulfillment centers. So go check out that article. It's a pretty good article. Is there anything else you want to add, Kelly, before I move on?
Not that I can think of, no.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to segue over to talking about our tip of the day or tip of the week. So in our Ecom Sellers podcast, we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. So this is an opportunity for us to tell you what we think about the things that you should be doing in your business every single day or week. Now, there's a lot that you should be doing, but these are things that either you should be doing. Not all of them you're going to do on a daily basis. Some of them you will do daily, some of you do weekly, but they should be on your radar so that you don't forget to make them happen. So with that being said, 7 tasks or activities you should do every day or a week in your e-commerce business. So number 1, listing. Like, people cannot buy what they cannot find. If it's not listed anywhere, you're not going to make any money. Like, oh, I got all this inventory. Yeah, that's great. List it so you can make some money. It's nice to have a bunch of inventory on pallets and all that other stuff. It has to get listed so people can find it so they can buy it. I don't care if you're the worst lister in the world. You got to get it listed. So listing your inventory is crucial to even having an e-commerce business. Would you agree, Kelly?
Oh yeah, and there's lots of ways you can do this listing. A lot of people break down. They have one day where they do clean, if they like, especially if like they're thrifters or whatever, they have to have a day to clean products, and then they have a day where they photograph. They take pictures of all their items, and then they start making the drafts and listing, and that way they can like list a couple each day because they have the photographies and the drafts and the pictures in the drafts, and they just put them together and list a couple each day so that that's always new stuff being added to their store instead of trying to be listing 30 items in one day.
Yeah. So there's so many different ways you figure out a rhythm that works for you. There are some platforms that like daily listing, the algorithms like it. And so there's a benefit to daily listing. But again, if your life and the structure of how your life runs and you get the stuff you got going on doesn't allow you to be able to list daily, that's fine. There's listing tools that can help you to list, but there is a listing related activity that should be happening in your business very regularly. If it's not every day, at least 5 days out of the week, there should be some level of a listing activity. Even if you have like a wholesale account, like you're going to order inventory from even if you got a private label account. So you're going to order inventory, whoever's manufacturing, you're going to increase your quantity. The listing may continue to go on and on and on. You may decide to cross list it on other platforms or whatever. But in any case, when you're first starting on this journey, building the habit of listing on a regular basis, building that muscle is extremely important.
And you might have a VA doing your listing stuff. Maybe you have someone. Maybe you can't take photographs to save your life, so you hire the next door teenager to come and take pictures for you, so because they're excellent at it, Yep. So you don't have to be doing it all yourself. You can find VAs. You can find VAs to do the cross listing for you, or you can use the cross listing
tools.
Tools.
Yep. And you could also use those VAs in addition to working on your images. You can have them clean up your images, but you can have them do so many other things. You can have them do research for the titles and research for the keywords. So again, there's a listing related activity, whether you're doing it or somebody else is, or you're using a tool to do it. If you have an e-commerce business, this is a thing. This is a thing that has to happen. Doesn't matter who's doing it or how it's getting done, it has to happen. So
Now, shipping tasks. You can make sales, but if you don't ship it out, you'll get in trouble. You'll get closed down on platforms because they don't like to see that you're not shipping out your items. So you have to plan when you're going to do shipping and how long you do shipping. Like, are you next day shipping? Are you 2 to 3 day shipping? Are you shipping every other day? So you have to make that as a plan. And if you work a job, when do you do your shipping? Do you do your shipping the night before? So, say you work on Monday, so you have to, pack up all your sales Sunday night so that you can get them out. Or do you set up pickup from the post office? The post office come picks, you can set that up on the UPS, on the post office website, for them to come pick up your packages from the door. Or
correct.
I have my husband helps me. He does on the days I work. He takes the stuff to the post office, FedEx, UPS store, wherever I need it to go. I just tell him this goes here, this goes, so he can drop them off for me, and that way I'm able to ship every day. Because I have help.
There you go. So even if you're not personally shipping the stuff yourself, again, there is a shipping related activity that's happening in your business. Whether you're doing it or somebody else is doing it, whether you're working with a fulfillment center or a prep center, whether you hired your kids to do it, there is a shipping related activity. Even if you're doing drop shipping, even if you're doing print on demand, there is a shipping related transaction activity that's happening in your business. And so you need to stay on top of that. You need to be monitoring it, or you need to be making sure it gets done. Because if it doesn't happen, you definitely will be shut down and you will not be doing e-commerce. you will not you will not get to keep the money. You will have lots of refunds and all of that. So yeah. All right, sourcing. So there's a sourcing related task or activity. Some people do the sourcing related task or activity once a week. Some people do it, daily, or they figure out a couple of days a week that they're going to do sourcing, depending on which method of e-commerce that you're doing. So that sourcing can be figuring out if you're doing print on demand, what the print on demand listings that you're going to do research on, which research and sourcing slightly different, but again, it's still an activity. So you've got to figure out which print on demand suppliers you're going to be working with. If you're going to create wholesale accounts, again, you got to figure out what inventory they have so you can determine whether or not if you're going to create a wholesale account with that wholesale supplier. If you're doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, like list of stores and where am I going to go buy items or source inventory to get inventory. So your goal is to figure out where are you sourcing inventory, whether you're doing liquidation pallets, what do they have, so I can figure out if I want to sell those things, if I want to do business with them, whatever it happens to be. Drop shipping, private label, white label, whatever it is, you have a sourcing related activity. So a lot of us, and thrifting, we talked about thrifting earlier. So, a lot of us started off retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and then kind of moved on to, or still doing, you might have some retail and online arbitrage happening, some thrifting happening, some drop shipping happening, some print on demand happening, some private label or white label happening. Like you could be doing a myriad of different things. But in the middle of that, you've got to source inventory. Inventory's got to come from somewhere. Unless you got a 3D printer and you're making it out of the sky, you're making it from scratch, or you're handcrafting your stuff. It's still, the inventory has to come from somewhere, and if that means it's coming from you, it still has to be collected, found, whatever. So sourcing.
And I want to say, like, if you are doing the thrifting and stuff with garage sale season, you have to look up those garage sales. Like, usually they start Friday morning. So Thursday night, you're looking at the garage sale apps and everything and making out a plan of how you're going to hit the garage sales and estate sales and such. So, sometimes it's planning out and such.
There you go. All right, research. There you go, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Tasks. It's just like you're researching maybe possible white label products that you want to do, start doing, or my research is different. Because I do sell vintage items, so my research is I like to, you know, oh, I know this was made by this company, but what decade was it made in? Or, this is a vintage, Ralph Lauren polo shirt, but I have to look at the tag and have to find what decade it was made in so I can know where to price it. And then, or I might have to research comps to see not just what people have it listed for, because you can list you can list a pencil for $500 on eBay. It doesn't mean anyone's gonna buy it for that. So you have to look at the comps. You have to go under look under the solds, and also there's a eBay has Terapeak on their website. There's Worth Point where you can look up stuff, if it's something that's rare, and you can look back for the last 10 years to see what this item is sold for. So there's all sorts of research that you can do, and a lot of the research you can do when you're sourcing too. You know, you that's research when you're scanning the barcode of items to see if it's what's it selling for on Amazon, and how fast is it selling, what's the sales rank, that's research.
And
So
keyword research and all of that. Yeah.
yeah, so that's all sorts of research.
There's a
I can
lot of
get down the rabbit hole with my research though.
yeah, because depending on what you're selling, there could be a lot of research. But at a minimum, like the ones that immediately come to mind is definitely doing some keyword research and titling research and description research so that you make sure you have like a competitive listing. There's going to be other stuff that you're going to look to see what things are selling for and all that other stuff in the sales rank. But, when you get ready to create the listing, because listing is number one, you got to do the research. So. All right, so customer service, I just encompass this as like a customer service related activity, whether it's dealing with returns, refunds, or just answering customer inquiries or questions. There's going to be some type of customer service related activity that's happening in your business. This is one that's perfect for outsourcing to a VA to some extent, letting them field those questions and respond to the customer inquiries so that you can continue working in your business. You probably want to dig into the weeds if you have a process in place that says, okay, if it fits this category, this category, this category, you can approve the return or the refund. If I will do all refunds, you can tell customers they can return it and give them the stipulations. So give them some pre-printed text that you copy and paste, or if you've already established a return policy, that you can point customers to. That's all great things. So just putting processes in place so that you can streamline this part of the business. This may be something that you only do 15 minutes every single day, checking for customer questions, responding to customer inquiries, checking for returns and refunds. It may be 15 minutes. And some platforms, depending on how much inventory you're selling, it could be like an hour. So figure out if this is something that you can potentially outsource to a VA and have them do that work for you. And maybe they can also help with some of your research as well. So that may help. Anything else, Miss Kelly?
No, just make sure that you provide good customer service and don't
Absolutely.
be argumentative or anything with the customer, even if they're being a jerk. And if you want, even though you might want to punch them through the screen or something, but you know,
And we
yeah.
all want to punch them through the screen sometimes. So yes. Absolutely.
So admin tasks. So stuff like bookkeeping. If you get behind with your bookkeeping, you don't want to be there on April 14th trying to get your bookkeeping done for the last year, because if not, you'll be filing for a delayed tax return then. So don't fall back on the bookkeeping. I'm bad about that. I have my mileage app, and it's probably about a couple weeks behind where I um, categorize my mileage. But I can look and say, oh yeah, that was at the post office, because it tells you where you go. But You got to keep up your bookkeeping, keep up with your spreadsheets, that kind of such. If you have VAs and stuff, you have to make sure that they're doing what your tasks you have assigned them.
Yep. All of the above.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to stay on top of that. Okay, so education related activity. This one I think most people like overlook because there's going to be things that you want to get better at, you want to do, you want to improve. Maybe right now you're not the best at keyword research. Maybe you feel like you could get better at it, you could get stronger at it, you could get faster at it. Maybe right now you're not the best at cleaning up your images or taking pictures, and you feel like you could get better at it. Maybe you're not the best at creating listings. Maybe you want to look into going to a new platform, so you want to learn a new platform. Or maybe you want to learn a new e-commerce method. Maybe you want to private label a product or something. So all of that's going to require you to do some education, learning something about that process and going down the path of doing that. What I kind of try to suggest is that you kind of segment it out so that you have a gradual progression of making progress towards the thing that you're trying to improve. So let's say hypothetically, keyword research is a thing that you're horrible at. So what you would do is maybe segment out 30 minutes, maybe every Sunday, to do a little bit of learning on keyword research. Well, 30 minutes every single week for a month is 2 hours. At the end of a quarter, that's 8 hours worth of learning about keyword research over a period of time. We don't want to impact what you're already doing right now. We want you to continue to do things to get your listings up and to make money. But what you should start to see is that gradually you're going to get better at creating your listings or doing the research around keyword research over that 3-month period if you whittle away at it 30 minutes a week, or work at it 30 minutes a week. Same thing with, you want to private label a product. So maybe you don't want to just sit down and just private label a product. You need to go do some research. You need to figure out what the market demand is. You need to figure out what manufacturers. You need to find out what specs they need. There's all this stuff you got to do with all the legal stuff. And so doing all of that at one setting, that's not something that's going to happen. Anybody that does private label is going to tell you it's a process. So you need to learn aspects of the process and then execute on those things while still keeping your business going. So keeping the plates in the air, continuing to do this stuff. So if you have some segmented time where you can learn about the things that you want to implement over time or change or improve over time, then you should start to see an improvement. Give yourself like a window in which you want to see that improvement happen, whether it's 30 days, 90 days, 6 months. My goal is to always try all the things that you want to improve, do those things January to September, so that you are at a place where you feel like you're going to have a better Q4 because of the time that you invested January through December, whether it's 30 minutes at a time every week or an hour at a time every single week. You will gradually get to that place where you're like, oh, I'm better at ads. I'm better at this. I know how to do print on demand. So I'm better at print on demand. Like when you first start something like riding a bike, you're horrible at it when you first start, and you make mistakes, and you have learnings along the way. But again, gradual progression. So is there anything you want to add to that, Ms. Kelly?
Well, like, since I do a lot of thrifting, my education changes because what is selling changes. So I watch a lot of videos of other sellers on YouTube to see what they're selling, to see what the trends are.
Yeah.
That's my kind of and plus I learn how to what about other products. Like this year, I'm wanting to start learning about jewelry. So I've been watching a couple of sellers who do sell jewelry, so I can kind of see what to look for while I'm at the state sales and such.
Yeah. So that's, again, putting together a strategy and a plan to be able to do that. I think that's always going to help you to get the results that you're trying to get long term, bigger picture, especially if you're trying to grow your business.
Marketing or traffic tax. So these are like having sales on your stores, like on eBay and stuff. You can have sales. You can promote listings. You can share your items out on such like Twitter and Posh, not Pinterest.
Yes.
On Pinterest, and which I do a lot with my stuff is sell. I put my stuff on Pinterest. I have different categories, for my items to be more targeting. You can also have ads going, like on Etsy. You can have ads. You can have ads on Amazon.
Yep.
So there's lots of stuff you need to do. Like just like every week, you look at the grocery store, they have a sales flyer that comes out every week because their sales change every week. So that's their marketing. That just like the grocery store, you to have your sales going on. Maybe one week you put clothing on sales, and next week you put I don't know, shoes on sale. So find a way to start marketing your items, because everyone wants to go and oh, it's on sale, I better get it.
Yep. Absolutely. The other thing is, cross-listing your items on like Ping Farm. Kelly mentioned Pinterest and Twitter and some other platforms, but pushing your listings, the URLs through Ping Farm to help drive more traffic, getting you more backlinks. That's always a good thing. Other things that you might do, like maybe if you're selling a niche, and so maybe you're doing a blog post to try and increase more traffic to your listings. So sometimes it's not always paid ads. There may be some free things that you do. Revisiting your listings. I know that's a thing that a lot of people do on some of the platforms. Like they might tweak a listing, like on eBay, to try and get it back up to the top and to get more traffic going to it, so that the algorithm thinks it's a newer listing or it's a fresh listing, that kind of stuff. So little hacks to try and get traffic to your listing. Those are things that you want to do. You should have a period where you're evaluating what's happening with your listings. And then if there's a need to do so, consider what marketing things you need to do or what traffic related tasks that you need to do. This is also another one, a good one, to actually write out a standard operating procedure so that the VA can actually do some of the stuff for you. Maybe you have the VA kind of tweak the listings, once a month or once every other week, run those listings through Pingler or Ping Farm so that you can get some traffic and traction on the listing. So these are things that you could outsource. Anything else you want to add to that, Ms. Kelly?
No, but don't forget, like you can also do like on Etsy, they've added where you can do coupons for people who have abandoned carts.
Oh yeah, same thing with Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
So your email marketing, definitely an opportunity there for email marketing. So yeah, for sure. Okay, so with that being said, we think that, if you're at a place where you feel like you're ready to get organized, some of this stuff resonates with you, you feel like I'm not doing this every week at a minimum, like at least once a week. I'm not doing any of this. I want to start getting more progress, making more progress in my business, getting more traction. I want to get better results in 2022 than I did in the previous years. I'm not really good at planning, and I need some help with planning for my business. Then we want to invite you to join the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So we have a touch base every morning. It is an opportunity for you to, look at your business through new eyes, different eyes, and to start getting a little more structure and discipline in your business, a little more consistency, a little more routine. So the goal is always to build the habits of consistency. We meet for about 15 minutes every single day. We started this week or last week, which was exciting. We also did our first weekly session because ironically, the weekly sessions are on Saturday mornings. And then we also did the monthly planning session Sunday because of the fact that it's the last Sunday of the month and a new month is starting. So February 1st. So it's an opportunity for you to get focused, get consistent, get the results that you're looking for, and to actually sit down and do some actual official planning inside your business. So we are suggesting that, of course, you get the eCom planner. You can grab the eCom planner by going to www.myecomplanner.com. It is a great tool for filling in all of the things you need to do in your business, because we were working on February today. Sunday. We were working on February. And you've got places on here to establish your goals for the next month, all the tasks that you need to do, a list of products that actually sell in February, common products that sell. That's not all the products that sell, but that's some of the common products. And then you can start preparing for next week. So we've been filling in our planner, setting our priorities for each week. What are the habits we want to try and build, and starting to make some progress in the business. So these two go hand in hand. Even if you don't buy the planner, at least come to the planning session if you're looking to get different results. So if you decide that you do want to get different results, we do encourage you to join Ecom Sellers Academy, become a lifetime member, and right now you can get a free planner, absolutely free. We'll send it to you. So if you sign up for the lifetime membership right now, go to www.ecomsellersacademy.com, sign up for the lifetime membership, and we will ship you an Ecom planner absolutely free to you. So again, this is an opportunity for you to start getting organized and start getting the results, especially if you've been on this e-commerce journey for a while and you're really not making any progress in your business. So the Ecom planner offer is going to be available to you until 2/2 of 22. 2/2. I don't know if you guys remember 227, but anyway. So 2/2. So it's available until 2/2. And again, you get a free Ecom planner if you grab if you sign up for the lifetime right now. And as a added bonus, if you sign up for the lifetime, we do have that 25% off offer still out there. So you get 25% off of the lifetime membership. So you won't even pay the full price that's listed. If you put in 25 OFF ESA, you get 25% off at checkout. So I'm just saying, all the excuses are gone. So what we want you to do today is we want you to join the Ecom Sellers, the Ecom Planning Facebook group. Just join the group so that you can participate in the 7 a.m. calls. It's a great opportunity. We join through Google Meet. The recording
7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time,
yeah. And so we join the Google Meet. We talk through the day. We talk through assessing how we did yesterday. What do we have on our plate for today? And then what do we need to be thinking about for tomorrow? So we kind of break that up into 5, 5, and 5. And then step 2, I encourage you to get the Ecom Planner. You can go to www.myecomplanner.com to help you with, planning your activities in your business and also in your life, kind of coordinating the two. Or joining Ecom Sellers Academy, grabbing the lifetime offer, getting the 25% off of that. And then that way you get a free planner anyway. So you decide which way you want to tackle it. We just want to encourage you to take action. Do something different, because if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing in your e-commerce business and you're not getting the results that you want and you think you should be getting, then it's time to do something a little different to move the needle in your business. So is there anything else you want to add to that, Miss Kelly?
No, not I think of right now.
All right. So we just want to invite you all to join that session. So let me stop sharing my screen. Move that. Put this back. All of this trying to get used to technology. I went back to my old laptop because I was like, I don't like the way this thing broadcasts. I don't like the camera on it, so I got to figure out how to fix the camera. But anyway, so with all of that being said, I do want to remind you guys that the Ecom Seller Summit is coming up. You should see some information being broadcast by the end of the week about the summit. We encourage you to sign up. The page is not published yet, but I do want to just put it out in the universe that it will be by the end of the week. And so we just invite you to sign up. We have some new speakers this year, and I am so excited about the new speakers. I'm so excited. And I believe we've resolved everything from the Ecom Q4 Summit. So if you have anything outstanding and you didn't get, I think there were like 4 people that didn't get something, but everybody else got their stuff, then please, by all means, reach out to me and let me know. I will see what the tracking number is and see if I can figure out what's going on. But I'm excited because we have some new speakers, Kelly. Okay, well, with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock. This is the Ecom Sellers Podcast. We do this every single Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We invite you to come back. We invite you to invite a friend to come and check it out. And I have an amazing co-host on this journey. Her
Kelly
name
the
is,
Ecom Ward.
there you go. Her name is Kelly the Ecom Ward. And she hangs out with me, but Kelly's the bomb, y'all. Just so you know, Kelly is the bomb. All right. Well, we will say goodbye.